So when we talk about data science, we talk about a lot of technical things, Python, algorithm, mathematics, statistics, or different tools. But you know that apart from all these technical and heavy things, there is a more class of skills that you should know. And those are soft skills, and they are really important if you're aiming for a data centric role. So in this video, let's see what they are and how you can master it. Hey everyone, my name is Shubhankit and welcome to a real data science channel for another video completely devoted to data science and data analytics. Now, in this video, we'll understand about soft skills that are needed for data science. Now, if you say it on a scale, 60% of your work would be technical and 40% of your work will involve one of the other soft skills. And just to burst a myth here, that when you are saying the word soft skills, you're not just saying about communication skills. Communication skill is one part of a soft skill. There are many other soft skills that you need to master to get your role. And to be honest, when you're working in a good organization, they value these soft skills a lot. They look for these soft skills when they hire anyone, right? So in this video, let's see what it is and how you can master it.
Okay, so let's see what all soft skills are there and how you can master them. So what we'll do, we'll see them one by one and then see what their importance is, where they are used, and then how you can master it, like what all resources you can use to basically have a better knowledge about them. Okay. So first of all, what all soft skills are there? Like in majorly, you'll have communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and teamwork. Collaborative work, those kind of skills. And trust me, guys, when I say these things, you might think, okay, these are quite straightforward thing. Everybody has that and everyone knows that. No, it's not like that, right? And people judge you on these things, right? Collaborative working, problem thinking, critical thinking, right? There are many, they have a lot of impact on your day-to-day work, and that is why they are really, you know these are kind of a skills which are highly measured, right? And these are ones which people ignore. That is why we have this video for. So if you will see, the first thing that we have is effective communication. So what effective communication means, that when I'm telling you something, you should be able to understand it. Effective communication does not mean heavy word, right? Effective communication does not mean good English, right? This is not a thing that I want to understand. It does not mean good English. Effective communication means that whether you can prepare that much of a understanding between you and a stakeholder, okay, whatever you are making him explain, he can understand it, he or she can understand it. That is the basic idea of effective communication, right? And if you see the definition, excellent communication skills enable data scientists to present complex data inside stakeholder, right? So all of the thing comes up to your communication skills. Now understand this, guys, when I say communication skill, it's a two-way communication, right? So you don't want to have one long paragraph of English written with you, okay, this is what I want to explain to my client, and then read it out. That is not a communication. Communication is a two-way thing, right? So you say something and the client will respond, then you again answer that. And for that, you'll need two things. First of all, you need understanding of basic communication stuff, right? Basic English stuff, a little bit of English, fine. And why English? Because see, work is happening in English, we have to have a good command of that. We cannot ignore that. The other thing is, you'll have to have a good command of your skills as well. See, what I have believed in whole of my content creation journey is that if you have a good knowledge of something, it's pretty easier for you to create content on that, because when you speak about it, you speak more confidently about it, right? And you can use the same thing here, right? And the other thing that I have used in my communication skills and helped me a lot is to stay one step ahead. Stay one step ahead, right? So if you are someone who you know when you're speaking in your mind, you're okay, but when you're speaking in front of somebody, you are stuck, right? Or you don't know the next word that you should speak up. So in that case, use the strategy that when you're speaking up, think of a next sentence in your mind when speaking the first sentence, right? Or think of just of a topic, okay, after this I'll speak this topic, or after this I'll speak this topic, like that, you know. So that helps you a lot, because that helps you build a story around your communication. And if somebody is stopping you in your communication, let's say if I'm speaking up and somebody say, hey Shubhankar, but okay, then listen. Listening is also a part of communication. That is an important thing to understand, guys. Listening is a part of communication. You must have seen people in your, in your classes, in your colleagues, who speaks really good but you don't listen. And you will observe one thing, that when you talk to them, you don't have much interest in talking to them, right? Because you know, okay, this guy will just, keep speaking, and that, you don't enjoy a conversation with them. So that is the thing, right? Effective communication will build good conversation, and a good conversation is itself in a good communication, right? So that, those two words quite heavy, but they come together, right? That if you have to have a good communication skill, you need a basic amount of English, and then you have to have a good command of whatever you're speaking on, right? And of course, a little bit of practice will not do wrong. Next thing would be problem solving mindset. That is also a part of, problem solving mindset, that is also a part of your soft skills. See, problem solving mindset means that, when you are given a data science problem, right, you don't know any idea about it, how would you solve it? Okay, because the idea in data science is that, that you find a business problem, right, and then you convert that business problem to a data science problem. Now, if you guys have some knowledge of data science, you will understand what I'm saying here technically. But if you're not understanding it, let me just give you an example. Okay. See, people will give you, for example, if you're working, let's say in Zomato, okay, people will give you vague responses. Okay, vague responses, something like, let's say, Zomato's regional manager will come to you, and let's say you are a data scientist, and they'll say, okay, let's say they come to me and say, hey Shumankit, you're working here as a data scientist, I want you to do one thing for me. And I will say, yeah, let me, please tell me what it is. They'll say, okay, I want to increase my profit. Okay, that's all, right? That's all they'll tell you. Okay, I want to increase my profit. Now everything is on to you, right? And this is quite a vague statement, right? I want to increase my profit. Now it's your responsibility then to convert that vague statement to something like, increase profit by 3% in next 1 month, right? Now this makes sense, right? Because now we have numbers, now we have a goal to achieve, right? Now you can build a model, you can build some algorithm, you can do some analysis, you have got a lead there, right? But taking this from this to this will involve both your communication skill as well, because you have to do a proper communication with your client, in this case your regional manager, ki, hey, exactly what do you want. Next thing would be, your problem solving mindset as well, right? Okay, you've identified the problem, now you're converting that problem into a solvable problem, right? And that, takes up account of a problem solving mindset. Next thing would be, and something similar to problem solving mindset, is critical thinking and analysis. See, I'm not going to technical tools of analysis here, don't worry. But when you say critical thinking and how it is different from problem solving mindset, that is an important thing. See, problem solving mindset is, right, you saw a problem, and you try to find potential solution of it. Critical thinking is that you have some information, right? You have some information, and you're making a judgment on that information, right? Simple example would be, you had a graph in front of you, and now you're making an insight out of the graph, right? That insight will come out of a critical thinking analysis, right? So when you understand data analysis, when you learn data analysis, you learn one thing called Python, and in Python you learn one thing called libraries, right? And you learn one thing, that are visualization libraries of Python, which could be Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plotly, and libraries like that. And you'll understand them, right? You'll understand, okay, how they are, how do you work around them, how do you make charts in them. You can even go extreme, and make even better visualization, 3D visualization, and everything. But it'll all come down to whether you can actually solve something from those charts. And then it comes to critical thinking. Okay, Mr. Data Scientist, you have made those charts for me. Now what? Now what those charts are giving me, and that will make your critical thinking, right? Okay, I think this chart is increasing in that way, or it is using that fashion, so that should mean something like that. That makes up a whole journey of your making those analysis. Because analysis, just charts are not analysis, guys. Chart with an insight becomes analysis, right? So keep that thing in mind. Next time when you're next time whenever you're making a chart, okay. Next thing, just like, how adaptability and flexibility are essential, right? So these are some small points, right? They are not that much of a They does not occupy that much of a big space, but adaptability and flexibility are really essential. When I say adaptability, it means that you should, if you're working as a data scientist, your industry is not defined until you're working in a specific industry. If you're working as a data scientist in a consulting company, then you don't have an industry defined. Okay, I have to work with the financial data, I have to work with the retail data, I have to work with the supply chain data. No, you might be asked to work in a different data, and in that case it will be your responsibility to learn some business stuff, your responsibility to learn some business background of those problems, and that becomes your adaptability and flexibility, right? Okay, I can learn these things as well. Also, when we talk about the syllabus of data science, the syllabus of data science is not fixed, right? It's vast, okay, and it starts all the way from SQL, it's end all the way to generative AI, right? And there are multiple things in between. When you're working in data science field, you will have to do some work of a data engineer, you might have to do some work of a business analyst, you might sometimes have to work as a machine learning engineer as well, and sometimes have to work as an MLOps engineer as well, right? And that becomes adaptability and flexibility, that okay, you're open to work for all the roles. It will not increase your work, it will increase your responsibilities, right? So that, point should be noted. Next thing would be collaborative mindset. See, for a data science, let's take a data science example. For a data science, your journey will start from gathering the data, your journey will end at building a machine learning model, if you're just in data science. But the final work was that you take that model to a user, right? And those are client users. Okay, so basically you have just done a backend of it. Now this thing will go into a web application, those web application will go to client, the client will take their web application to the user, right? And as a data scientist, everything will point you out for anything that is wrong, right? Like, because the algorithm is built by you, the logic is built by you. So you have to have a collaborative mindset there, because you'll have to work with different teams, right? For example, if you're let's take step by step. The first step of data scientist would be data gathering or data sourcing, to actually get the data from your problem. And for this thing, you'll have to work with two people. You have to work with data engineers, right? Hey bro, I need this data, and they'll let you know if that data is available, or you'll have to scrap it, but you'll have to work with them. Secondly, you'll have to work with client. Okay, this is your problem, what data do you have and what data do you expect us to find for you, right? So that problem solving you have to do with the client. Next thing that we'll do is analysis. Okay, that is fine, analysis, that is fine. Once your model is done, first of all, if you're working in agile fashion, you'll have to regularly have a connect with client. But if you are once your model is done and you have a machine learning model with you, okay, I have my model file now. Now you'll have to work with SDs, or you have to work with MLEs, machine learning engineers or software developer engineers, right? To actually deploy this and take this to end user, right? And then you'll have to work with client again to take a response of it, to take a feedback of it, or to a hypercare solution of it, to see how it is working. So that needs a collaborative mindset. If you are that sort of a person ki, I just want to work with my own, I don't want to talk to anyone, I just want to do whatever I do, and that's all I want to do, then data science is not for you, right? Because that is not possible, right? If you're working in a single out fashion that way, you won't make a good data scientist, because because it's a collaborative job, you have to work with multiple teams. And that is why, whenever I suggest someone a self project, I suggest them ki, hey, do this in team, right? So that you can learn some of the collaborative mindset there. Next thing is lifelong learning. So, as I said earlier, syllabus of data science is not fixed. You specialize in data science in specific things when you're working on it. Like if I am joining a company, I might have shown my CV and there's a customer segmentation project in my CV that I've done with my previous company. Let's say I'm joining a new organization, right? And they give me a project of recommendation systems, okay? And I work on recommendation system and fine. Now, I have specialized in customer segmentation, I have specialized in recommendation system. But there are many other things. There's generative AI, there's supervised learning models, right? There's just data analysis, there's Power BI, and advanced things in Power BI. There is cloud development, and there are many other things out there in data science. You cannot master in everything, and you are not needed to master in everything. You need to master in things that are in front of you. Okay, next project is of recommendation system. Let's learn about recommendation system, and that thing becomes a part of your project as well. Whenever you have a project timeline, guys, for example, if you have a project timeline coming up in data science, let's say it's a 6 month project timeline, 1 month of your time at least will be for your research, in which you can learn the algorithm, learn the complete logic as well. Okay, we are doing a recommendation system here, let's see what it is. Or you can learn the business use case as well, right? Business side of that perspective as well. So that becomes the idea of lifelong learning, that you have to keep that mindset. Recently I was talking to someone who had a doubt in data science and all, and they were like, if I learn Python and some machine learning, would I be safe for next 10 years? No, you won't be. If you are going into data science, you're making that deal, right? You're making that deal with the industry ki, hey, I am coming in this industry and I am agreeing to the point that okay, I'll be a lifelong learner, right? I'll keep myself upskilling, at least every week, right? I'll keep participating, and there are many ways to upskill, right? We can discuss that later in the separate video. But upskilling is really important in data science, and for that we have to have a lifelong learner kind of a mindset, right? You won't feel it like okay, I'll just sit and learn now. Okay, that's not possible in data science. Next thing, ethical decision making. Now this again becomes important. See guys, what you are doing in data science, let's see, you are actually building machines, and those machines are taking decisions for humans, right? So you're building machines that are taking decisions. Now imagine it like this: what if it takes a wrong decision, right? Who is responsible in that particular case? You are the one who is responsible in that particular case. And then you will have to learn this thing technically as well, and then you have to learn this thing morally as well. Okay, what decisions my machine should take, and how should I configure it to take those things properly? How would you configure that thing? That is a technical aspect of it, but the ethical decision making thing is really important. For example, let's say in our current banking system, there is an algorithm, right? That if the loan is being taken by a female, they will look at it differently compared to a loan taken by man, and both of them working, both of them unmarried, because the thought is that once they are married, the man will continue to work and the female might lose their job and they'll become a housewife. This is the current system of banking. I'm not saying that's my and not saying this as my opinion. This is the current banking system, right? This is how our current logic algorithm is working. When you build a machine learning algorithm, do you want to include this gender bias or not? Then it's up to you. You have to make an ethical decision here, right? And that is all ethical decision making is. And that's just one example. There are multiple examples like this when you talk about data science. Next thing is your leadership and influence, right? So not this will not come at your starting point of your career, but when you will move it, you will see that leadership becomes a really important thing, and this not just in data science. This becomes influential thing in perhaps all the fields out there. And it's important, as you can see, right? Leadership is something that you lead when you're taking an opinion. And what I have seen is that it's hard, right? I mean, if you take a leadership and if you are in between people who are more experienced than you, people look at you in different way, right? So how to deal with that things, when to shut up, when to speak up, right? Those all things, they become really important things when you are talking about leadership and influence. And the other thing would be that if you are handling a team of data scientists, let's say you're a senior data scientist, you're handling a team of data scientists, and all of them are coming with a different idea of decision making, because in data science you will be doing decision making, your models are making decisions, right? Now you'll have to choose one, and how do you move ahead with that, because that will actually influence your whole machine learning model, whole project, right? Of which model that you're choosing, right? And that becomes a leadership thing. Okay, how do you manage those things, and how do you take a right call out there? Effective data scientists other leadership qualities such as ability to inspire and motivate team driven change influence decision making process. Next thing would be your mindset of continuous improvement, constantly reflecting on their work, seeking feedback, identifying opportunities for personal and professional growth. All of them basically are in general soft skills, but I think that's all. Yeah. So if you summarize it, when we talk about soft skill data science, what you need is let's list them out. Okay, let's make a new slide and list them out specifically for data science. Okay, you need good storytelling. Okay, you need good storytelling. What is storytelling? Storytelling is something, see, you're showing someone a chart, you're showing someone an analysis. You are a technical person, they're a business person. When we say data science, it has two things in it. It has a data science in it, machine learning, AI, and everything, and then it has a business side, and this becomes your data science part, right? So you need to have a good conversational skills as well. Whatever you have done technically, how would you explain this thing to a non-technical person? And then comes the idea of storytelling. Okay, you make a story, it will be easy for them. Next thing would be your communication, right? Communication, I think we have emphasized a lot. Okay, you have to build a good conversation. A good conversation involves listening, right? And then after that, what we want is leadership, and the leadership thing, the ethical decision making thing. I think we haven't covered that as well. Lifelong learning, right? This becomes really important, guys. When you are entering the field of data science, remember that you are making a deal with the industry that okay, I am willing to be a lifelong learner, right? And never make excuse out after that. Okay, you'll have to keep yourself enrolled in courses, you'll have to keep upskilling, you have to keep yourself hooked up in something. Okay, these days I'm learning about that thing, right? And it cannot be ignored, because if you work, once you start working in data science, you'll understand this, right? Every day new algorithms are coming up, every day new libraries, Python libraries are coming up, every day new tools are coming up, right? So you cannot stay with one tool and be happy, okay, I'll work in this thing for 5 10 years. That is not possible in case of data science. And then other thing would be collaborative mindset, right? As you have to work with multiple teams, critical thinking, problem solving are something that you need in almost every other job out there. But yeah, so those are some soft skills that I want to discuss with you. uh, Apart from this, technical skills always hold more important, guys, but these are some skills that people ignore, right? And I have seen people rejecting getting because of these kind of skills, right? So I don't want to I won't want that to happen with you. So that's why we have this video, right? So let's do one thing. Let's wrap up here, and you can connect with me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube as well. I've started being regular on all these platforms. On LinkedIn, I've been regular for last 4 years. On Instagram, I've been starting regular for creating informative reels out there for you. So you can watch that out. You can watch my other YouTube videos. And till then, good luck for your preparation for data science. Let me know in the comments if you need a video on a specific topic that you're facing trouble with. And I'll see you in the next video.